Hi everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is just going to be a really quick short video, basically just talking about my skincare routine. If you guys have been following along my journey on Facebook, that's where I primarily post everything. I have suffered with this acne for probably a little over the past year now. Now, I have never struggled with acne before in my life. I have always typically had clear skin up until I reached like my 20s when my hormones started changing, when I got pregnant. And even after that though, I only had maybe just a couple pimples here and there. It was primarily during my luteal phase when my hormones were changing and I would get just a couple pimples on my face, but it was never anything severe. Well, about a year and a half ago, I moved back into an environment that was not ideal, I would say, and I started suffering with some more acne than what I had before. But I still didn't think too much about it. I was just thinking hormonal changes, I'm getting older. I'm 27 now, so I was like, it just seems to be falling in that hormonal stage. Well, the more I stayed in that environment, the more stressed I was. It seemed that my acne started getting worse, and it was always much worse when the tension was high and there was a lot of stuff going on, and it was just getting to the point where I couldn't control it. Well, when it came time for me to move out and when I decided to take this step, towards a better life, my acne started to clear a little bit. Not a lot because there was still so much stuff going on. And I was like, okay, maybe this is all related, but I didn't think too much about it still. Well, for maybe like, I want to say September, October through January, my acne was so bad. And I'll put in some little clips for you guys so you guys can see it. But that time in my life was so hard. There was just so much stuff going on. Just navigating, breaking the cycle from the inside out and really healing from the things that I had gone through. It was a lot of work and my body was under so much stress, and just I was grieving a lot, so I was crying all the time. I wasn't taking care of myself very well because I was grieving. But when I finally started getting through that and started noticing that I was feeling better physically, mentally, emotionally, taking care of myself, my acne started to clear. And I did use ChatGPT. Now, I know everybody has their opinions on ChatGPT. That's not what this video is about, but I did ask ChatGPT to help me with a skincare routine that would help me with all of these issues. But basically, all that I figured out and with everything that I researched on, it all came back to my internal, well-being that was representing on the outside. Now, as you can tell, I am in a much better place now. I'm happy, healthy, we're thriving. I just graduated nursing school. Like, there's so many good things that are happening right now and that are continuing to happen, and my skin is completely clear. And if that doesn't say enough, then I don't know what else does. My skin is completely clear. Now, as you guys can see, I do have a ton of acne scars. So I hate to admit it, but I'm a picker. And when I have pimples, I do pick at them. And I hate that, but it just happens, So I'm still working through getting rid of the acne scars and the red marks that came from that. But as for actual pimples and, just like the hormonal things, gone. I just had my menstrual cycle probably a couple weeks ago, and I got one pimple the entire time, and it wasn't even a bad one. It was so tiny, like microscopic, and it didn't cause me the pain that it had been causing me. And that to me says a lot. Not only am I healing myself from the inside out, but also this new skincare routine that I'm about to show you guys just like really helps set the stone towards getting a clear face. So I'm just going to go ahead and go through it. That's kind of my little tangent, is that healing from the inside out is the most important, because if your, stress hormone like mine, my cortisol levels are always crazy high. It's always been like that. But specifically during that time period and breaking the cycle, because it's not easy, video for another time. But basically, if your hormones inside are continuously crazy and just not in a good place, then neither is your outside figure. The bloating, I get acid reflux when I have anxiety, the skin, all of that stuff, it's all combined, but when you start healing from the inside out and you start actually working on those things, things are going to start getting better. And I'm evidence of that. You know, you can see it on my face. So let me just go ahead and get into my skincare routine, and it's very basic, very simple. I honestly don't have any links for these products, maybe just a couple of them, but as for everything else, I don't think I have any links for them, but I'll just show you guys. So the first things first, I always wash my face. I'm just gonna link the soap that I use because I don't have it with me, but this is the soap that I use and I love it so much. I keep one in my shower and one outside. Now I wash my face in the shower when I take a shower, and then I wash my face again after getting out of the shower, because I saw one time on Instagram one of these influencers posted that if your water in the shower is too hot, it's not gonna clean your face properly or something like that. But I always just do a quick little scrub to get all the oil, the makeup, the sweat, stuff like that off in the shower. And then when I get out, I'll wash my face in the sink with like lukewarm, you know, water, so I'm actually, you know, cleaning out my pores. Now I don't know if that's true or if it's just a myth, but that's just what I do. So this is the soap that I use, and then immediately after getting out of the shower, I will sit down in front of my mirror and I will do the rest of my skincare. So I do this niacinamide serum. I love this stuff. It is literally, I think, like $5 at Walmart. There you go. I will link it for you guys as well. This stuff is so good. So you'll just take a little, you'll fill up the dropper. It fills it up about halfway. I don't know if you guys can see that. And then just apply it on each cheek. You don't want to use too much because honestly a little bit goes a long way. So I just do this in the morning and in the evening. And then you'll just rub it in. You guys can do whatever you want to do. I primarily do my target areas. I never really get pimples on my forehead, so I don't always focus on my forehead, but I mainly do my target areas, which is on my cheeks and around my mouth, because that's where all my pimples are. And then I'll get down here because I do get pimples down here. I just had like a little mark. It never manifested into like an actual pimple, but it was, you guys can kind of see it. It was like a, I don't know, it was like under the skin or something, but it's gone now. But anyways, so I'll just do my target areas, and then it specifically states on there to let it dry for 30 to 60 seconds before doing anything else. So I'll just kind of sit here. Sometimes I sit in front of my fan and just like let it dry if I'm in a hurry, but today I'm not. So anyways, oh, my boss just texted me. Today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, asking me if I want to work. I just graduated, guys, so I have availability to work more hours, and I'm gonna do that until I take my NCLEX so I can make some money. And I'm getting my tooth pulled on Wednesday. I'm getting one of my wisdom teeth taken out, and it's gonna be expensive, and I don't have dental insurance because dental insurance is so expensive. So I'm paying out of pocket for that, and it's gonna be very expensive, but it is what it is. So I'm gonna try and pick up extra hours so I can make up some of that money. But yeah, anyways. Okay, moving on. So first, niacinamide serum, and then the second one I do this azelaic acid. Now this one, it does say to use it at nighttime, I'm pretty sure. No, actually it says AM and PM, but my skincare routine, that's not even focusing. I don't know what I'm doing. There you go. My skincare routine is I do it in the evenings before bed. I am going to do it right now because I didn't put any on last night when I washed my face, so I'm going to do it right now. But it does say in my specific skincare routine to just do it in the evenings, but it doesn't really matter. This says AM, PM, so it's up to you guys. You guys could do twice a day, but just take caution with this because it can dry your skin out. So if you're going to use it multiple times a day, just pay attention to your skin. If your skin starts to get dry, or, you know, a feeling that you don't like, just discontinue it for one of those time periods. So if you're doing it twice a day, just do it once a day. You do it in the evenings or in the afternoon, whatever, you know. For me, I usually just do it at nighttime. Today I'm just doing it in the morning because I didn't do it last night, if that makes sense. So anyways, this one you just rub all over. It does kind of give your skin this like cute little glow that I love, but it really is just like, I don't know, like an oily texture. It's not like an actual glow, you know. But anyways, so during times that I do have pimples, I use this cream right here, the Zap-Zit. Now this one, you just use it when you have a pimple. I used to use it all the time before I was educated on it, and I would just put it all over my face, and I would do that every single day. But then my skin started getting really dry, and then I read the back of this and it says to put it on when you have like a zit, you know, when you have a pimple. So now I only do it a spot treatment. So if I have any pimples, I'll put this on after I do my serum. Today I don't have anything, so I'm not going to put it on. Now after that, I always go in with some kind of moisturizer. Now I do have, I think it's called the CeraVe or something like that, the moisturizer. Oh gosh, that scared me. I don't use that one anymore. I gave that one to Adeline. She loves it, so I gave it to her. I now use this one. It's a night cream, but I love it so much and I love the way it makes my skin feel. So I just use it all the time. So I have a vitamin C and vitamin E glow boosting night cream. This is one that I think I just got it at like Aldi, I think, when it was on sale. But it's become one of my favorite creams. So I'm, you know, getting close to getting out. So when I run out, I'm going to try and find it. But this one is amazing. I love it. And it doesn't make your skin feel oily or heavy. It's just a very light cream. So after I do that azelaic acid, or however you say it, I just do a very tiny amount of this moisturizer. And this one you want to rub in everywhere, not just on your target areas. It just helps to keep your skin nice and moisturized. And then I also do down on my neck. I am still young, so I'm trying to stay, you know, looking young. And part of that is your neck. You do get wrinkles on your neck as you age, and so I want to try and keep my skin nice and moisturized to give it some longevity in my wrinkling, if that makes sense. Now, again, could be a myth, I don't know, but you know, I think that moisturizer helps with, you know, keeping your skin looking healthy and young. So anyways, just a tiny bit, it goes a long way. And then moving on, I don't have them with me right now, but in the mornings when I wake up and then in the evenings after I wash my face, I will put an eye mask on. I do struggle with these dark circles. I've had them since I was a kid, so I don't know if there's anything that you can really do to help with them, but I just do it just to keep my under eye just hydrated and, you know, help with the puffiness like when you wake up in the morning. And I work night shifts, so when I wake up in the evenings for my night shifts, I will put one on just to help, you know, keep my eyes moisturized, because I work 16-hour shifts, so it's a lot. But today I'm not going to do that. So when I don't put on my eye mask, I go ahead and I put on this, it's like a moisturizing eye cream. I don't know, it says an eye primer, but I don't know. I don't know where I got this. I want to say it was probably Aldi or something, but this one is amazing. I love it. It helps keep it very moisturized, but it's also, it smells so good. So I just go in and I put this on my under eye, a very tiny amount. As you can see, I'm almost out of this, but a very tiny amount. Your under eye is so small, and you really don't need to put this on the rest of your face, just because you're applying everything else to it. But also, I learned this when I think I did a Mary Kay consult or something one time, a long time ago. It's been years. And she told us during that time that when you're putting makeup on your under eye, use the finger that, I want to say she said the softest, or has the softest palette or something. And that was this fourth finger here. So when you put it on, you just rub it in very gently with this. And I don't know why, I can't exactly remember, but I want to say it was like something about like preventing trauma or something to your under eye. I have no idea, but basically I just used my fourth finger just because that's what that lady told me to do a long time ago. But yeah, that's it. That's literally my skincare routine. That is all that I do. And then I will always let this dry. And then if I'm going to put makeup on, I'll put it on after all of this. But if not, then this is just my skin. Oh, and sunscreen. I forgot. I totally forgot the most important part. Sunscreen. Again, don't have it with me. It's actually on my stairs right now. But sunscreen. During the day, after you do your skincare, put sunscreen on. It's very important. It helps with your acne scars and the redness. So I do put sunscreen on. And I have noticed a difference. I never used to use sunscreen, but it also helps keep your skin, you know, nice and healthy. The young look, wrinkling from not using sunscreen, not taking care of your face, not staying hydrated, things like that. It is real. It does happen. And sunscreen will help, you know, prevent the sun exposure and the freckles. As much as we love the look of freckles, if you're getting too many freckles, it's because you're not using enough skin protectant. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. That's my entire skincare routine. This is how I've went from this right here to this right here, but 90%, I want to say 96% of that is my stress, my hormones, and just working on myself from the inside out, drinking lots of water, things like that, but really getting out of a toxic environment and finding my peace and safety you know, where it's meant to be. And so here I am. This is my skincare routine. This is how I have got my skin to clear up and look better than what it was. If you guys have any questions about it, let me know, but I will try to link these products, just the ones that I know I have links for, in the comments below, or like in the little description. But the other ones you can just probably find something similar, just yeah, just look wherever. But yeah, that's it, guys, and thank you so much for watching my journey, for staying in touch. And yeah, if you guys have any more questions, let me know. But this is my skincare routine. Have a good day, guys. Bye.